Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Nerds with Friends. My name is Cody Leach, and as always, I'm joined by Christian Garcia.
I was trying to do the Zemo dance, but I couldn't.
Zemo
really,
dance?
Like,
That's the good one.
No, the extended one with the finger, you know?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Disney released an hour-long version.
I know. Released a Zemo cut. And you heard her already. Joined again via Zoom is our friend Fabienne.
Hey!
Which means we're talking some Falcon Winter Soldier today. So
Woo!
this is going to be exciting. Before we get to that, though, please drop a subscribe down at the bottom.
Or follow, or whichever. It's always weird.
It's always, you can just subscribe. You know what to do.
Click whatever it is that lets you know when things happen.
Exactly.
That's all you got to know.
You know how to support us on whatever platform.
The happy button. It makes us happy.
Yeah, the happy button. Leave us a thumbs up. Ooh, on the last episode, I don't know if you saw it yet, Christian, because it just came out yesterday. But I put a little button that says "click subscribe."
Oh, nice.
That's pretty sweet. It's all animated and stuff. I'm getting better at this stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw a bunch of extra random shit in there now.
I feel you on the editing. I've been editing our podcast, and it's a learning curve that it takes like a while, and then once you start to get it, it's like, oh, okay, now I get it. This is why editors get paid so much.
Yeah, exactly. One thing I will say about that is like it was, I always complained. I'm like, oh, I got to edit the podcast tonight. And for the most part, for any of you who are new to Nerds with Friends, I mean, obviously we just start this and we just kind of go, and that's very minimal editing. So like the audio portion of this show is very, very easy. But now that we're incorporating YouTube video in it, and now like things like Zoom calls, it like the workload has quintupled. It is fucking, and I always wait till the last day to do it, and I'm like, oh god. So this week, which last week if you're listening now, our video went up one day late because like something fucked up on the YouTube upload, and I normally just like set it to upload and go to sleep because it takes like 4 hours or something.
Oh yeah.
And I woke up and I'm like, oh, no YouTube video this morning. Cool. So
I think we've all been there.
Yeah.
Everyone that's made YouTube content has had that happen. Or we're like, fuck!
Yeah, god damn it. Why aren't you fast on YouTube? Yeah, I know.
We need to get an intern.
Yeah, I know. And if you want to help us pay for an intern, you can check us out at patreon.com/nerdswithfriends. You can support the show, and if we get enough patrons, we'll hire an intern to do all this stuff for us, so Cody could be a lot happier.
I just figured, we'd do it like free internship.
Yeah, work experience.
Learn a skill.
Yeah, I mean,
How do we get it?
You can't really do that anymore.
Why not? Boomers did it.
Yeah, I mean, they're still doing it.
You can do it if you give them school credit. So if whatever your job does qualifies, then you can have a free intern, but you have to pay them in school credit.
Yeah, we'll give them school credit,
School of life. You just got played, son.
Yeah.
You don't get anything.
Don't trust anybody. Yeah. That's a life lesson.
You just learned that for free.
You just went to the school of hard knocks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get down to some business. Let's do some nerdy confessions where we confess the things that make us nerds. Christian, you want to go first? Lead us off?
Yes, because I think Fabienne's going to help me with a lot of this stuff. I've been listening the audiobook of the Silmarillion, and it's fucking rough. It's not like Lord of the Rings. It's so much info.
It's not a book. I think a lot of people think that
like a text. It's like a reference book almost.
Yeah, it's references. It's like a history book. Like it's a textbook. It's not really like stories.
Yeah.
Because I think it was you that dropped the big bomb. Like, oh, Elrond's a half elf. I'm like, what? Like fucking what? And
he's half elven.
Yeah.
So it's not quite the same. It's like he chose the elven part of his life. He got that privilege.
So it's weird. Okay, so like
so he's just a regular human dude who's just like
no. So like
I'm an elf now, at least halfway.
His mom and his dad were both half elves, and they had him.
So he's like a quarter.
No. He's still half.
He's still half.
He's still
half.
It's not how fractions work.
It doesn't get minimal. I mean, he's still got both sides of the genes. But like, I feel like I didn't know that from Lord of the Rings, from the books or the movies, and it's just so much stuff. And like, also like,
seems like something that they wouldn't really need to nitpick on when they're like, "Hey, we got to save the world." Like, Are you full elf?
Yeah, I don't know if I trust you.
I don't know.
The full elf guy to tell me what to do. No, but like also like the power levels seem very different. So Sauron is not the most evilest guy. It's Morgoth or Melkor, whatever name you want to use. But like an elf almost killed him. And it was a regular elf. I'm like, okay, this guy is supposed to be Valar, which is basically like one less than their deity. So it's like, I forgot the name of the god. Iluvatar or something? It doesn't matter.
I don't remember.
So the Valar are like basically the ones that created Middle Earth by the design of their god. Mm-hmm. And Melkor or Morgoth is one of those. So he's like almost a deity. And then an elf almost killed him. Like did some real damage. And was like, wait, how come regular elves can't do that to Sauron? Like I don't understand like where these elves...
they could if they were strong enough.
I don't know, but that's what I thought was weird. Like these elves, like did they get weaker?
Technically, Galadriel could do it. Galadriel's like the most powerful creature in all of Middle Earth.
Yeah, she's one of the first elves. Like, Elrond is like generations down.
And that's why she was gifted one of the rings, right? Because she was like the leader of the realm of the forest elves or whatever.
Also, Galadriel's name also means like manly maiden or something, and it's because she's huge. Like they don't talk about that, but she's like fucking like a beast for an elf. Like she's built like a man.
She's
essentially
got fucking abs, or like she's just 8 feet tall.
She's just really fucking big and really fucking strong. So like she's literally like can fucking kill you.
The hobbits come up to see her. She's just like fucking putting up like 500 pounds. She's like, oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. That was like 1,000, no big deal.
There's a lot of interesting things in it though. Like Saruman disguised himself as an elf for like a bunch of years, and he infiltrated like the elven like people. And that's how he learned how to make the ring.
Oh,
right. Well, yeah,
is because he pretended to be an elf, like became an apprentice of Celebrimbor, who was the elf that made the rings, and like learned how to make the rings from him, and then killed him.
And before that, he was actually he is at the power level of what the wizards are. So the wizards are elementals, and Sauron's at that same level. So technically, him and Gandalf, power levels should be different. But I guess through the rings and through becoming evil, he got stronger. But he was also an apprentice for like the deity that did smithing, and I think Malweg. I don't remember. But also another crazy thing that from listening to it, I'm just spoiling it for everyone who's like, and I don't think anyone's gonna.
You're gonna spoil a
that
70-year-old
book's been out
book.
for like 50 years. Yeah.
But Sauron lost to a dog, Huon, who was a Valar dog. Like straight up defeated.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. You ever tried to fight a dog, Christian? They can be aggressive.
That's true. But like Sauron, who like basically is like threatening to take over all of Middle Earth, lost to a dog, a hound.
Yeah.
I mean, and he took away
some random lady from Rohan.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh no, that was a Witch King.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a Witch King. Still badass.
Still badass. Yeah.
Well, yeah. This dog made him like took away his ability to take physical form. So now he's just like the spirit that's going around. I don't know. It's weird. I mean, definitely listen to it. But after listening to it, I definitely would have to go back into like a fandom Wikipedia just to like make sense. Like those people made
the Silmarillion was like the fandom Wikipedia for Lord of the Rings.
But I needed other people to just fix it and clean it up for me. They did a great job.
Need a Silmarillion for dummies.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've never really read it. I've read some wiki things about some of the stuff because I, like most people, was into Lord of the Rings pretty heavily when the movie started coming out, and I read the full Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit when I was very young, and they're dense books. They're I appreciate them for what they inspired in fantasy novels in general, but overall they're like bottom tier on books that I've read. Yeah, I know.
Man, you're gonna get death threats.
I know.
Be careful.
It's not that.
Dude, we wouldn't have D&D if it wasn't.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. D&D is completely based off. Lord of the Rings. Like Gary Gygax has said that.
anything with freaking orcs and elves and the way they're depicted is everything is based off it. So I definitely appreciate it for that, and I enjoy the story very much. But it's just like because it was written so long ago, the writing style is just so dry. dude, I don't give a shit about reading songs. Like I hate that so much. And I will say this, that's one of, in the Dark Tower books, like they reference a lot of songs and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get it. Like it's cool if you recognize a song that and you're like, oh, I know that one. But like most of the time I'm just like, dude, why am I reading this? Like,
also Dark Elves. I didn't know there was Dark Elves.
And they're called Drow, first of all.
Well, not in the Silmarillion.
Not in the Silmarillion, yeah.
I was like, dude, they didn't even like touch that in the movies. Like they could have like maybe one guy.
They weren't important.
I guess.
Lord of the Rings is just, it's just one story in that world,
I really recommend if you want to like dive more into Lord of the Rings stuff that isn't like the typical Tolkien stuff. If you play the Shadows of Mordor, Shadows of War games,
the first one,
they're really fucking good.
Yeah.
And like, I guess like actual Tolkien fans like don't like them because technically they go a little off script with like a lot of things. But at least like, there's they talk about the Haradrim, which are like the African equivalent in Middle Earth that like we kind of see in the movies. They're the bad guys,
the ones but they elephants or whatever.
Yeah, with the elephants. But they talk about them in the game, and you actually end up playing like a character from the Haradrim as like it's the downloadable content, but he is like a big like important character in the main game too. And it's just like it's really good about like incorporating not just Tolkien wrote about like Nordic fantasy and mythology, which makes sense because that's what he knew, and that's like write what you know, right? But he didn't. It's very white.
Yeah.
Like cool.
It's very like
very very Nordic.
Yeah, Nordic Anglo-Saxon mythology.
Which sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
I was just gonna say, it brings me to the point. I think Peter Jackson is racist. Like he didn't show any like the orcs. Come on, dreadlocks. Dark skin. Yeah,
well, they're kind of. Then that's kind of the big thing about Tolkien stuff too. Is like that's how it's written.
Yeah.
Kind of in a shitty way.
And then like the dark skinned people like were all evil with the elephants.
Yeah.
Saruman was pretty white.
Yeah.
That's true. And then I was thinking about King Kong.
He went against his own people.
So again, like the Haradrim are supposed to be like the Africa equivalent.
Yeah.
But like it's interesting.
They almost seem like a I can't think of the word that I'm trying to think of, but like an analogy for the Persian Empire almost.
Yeah, like there's different part. Like Haradrim is like huge.
Oh, okay.
So like there's different parts. Obviously, there's like the Arabic-esque, Middle Eastern section and the African section or whatever. But in the Silmarillion, they talk about the history with the Haradrim because there was before the Lord of the Rings like stuff that we know. There was a huge war and between Middle Earth and the Haradrim like fucking hate Middle Earth because they like destroyed their country.
Gotcha.
Destroyed them. So they joined Saruman in the end because they want to fuck up Middle Earth.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit about like good, bad, whatever. They were just like, you're fucking up Middle Earth? Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, we're coming. We'll help you out.
We're coming. We've been waiting for this shit.
Yeah, that's like, it's like, he wrote it. I appreciate that Tolkien wrote them in and wrote it in that way. But unfortunately, like a lot of the fans and like all of that take it.
Yeah.
Like, because it's not really talked about. That's not what he wanted to write about. He wanted to write about what he knew, which is
not only that,
people.
but it's like it's one of those things like he lived literally 100 years ago. So it's obviously a very different time. And you physically could not experience the world like we experience it today. So, I mean, I'll give him a pass on that. He
did write a lot of strong women parts, though. I mean, you gotta give him that.
That's true. Yep. And I mean, if you think about it too, it's all these different, different races of like literal races, who kind of overcome their difficulties to work together to fight a greater evil. It is a kind of a nice utopian message in that sense, but at least for the time, but I appreciate the Lord of the Rings. I don't want to, I don't want people to think that I don't like Lord of the Rings. It's just, some people are like, oh, Lord of the Rings are my favorite books of all time. I'm like, Have you read Brandon Sanderson? Like there's writing has evolved past that. Like everything has, you know? It's like saying The Three Stooges is my favorite TV show of all time. Okay.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, it was cool for when it came out, but like, you know, have you seen, you know, I don't know, Law and Order SVU? It's fucking great. You know, it's like...
Also, I do appreciate that there was a lot of evil elves. Like in the movies or like in all genres, elves are always like these perfect beings. Like, no, there were some fucking evil elves and they did some pretty horrible shit.
I love the, like, in fantasy, like, evil elf or, like, different elves. Like, I don't necessarily like evil elves, but, like, different elves is, like, my favorite kind of elf. Like...
Non-standard elves.
Yeah. It's like, like, even in D&D, like, I appreciate the drow, but, like, obviously if you go deeper, there's lots of problems. But I appreciate the drow
like
in
they can't go out in sunlight. They have disadvantage on everything.
They're not like the perfect, like, magical, you know.
Yeah,
being.
They're like mole people.
Yeah, they fucking worship a spider. Yeah. Like, let's go.
Also, I get the dwarves. They got fucked with a lot. They got the short end of the stick a lot of the time. I get their beef with the elves. Totally, I'm on their side. Like, no, you guys did them wrong. Like, fuck that.
Yeah, 100%. I love dwarves too. Dwarves are like my other favorite, like, fantasy group.
Fabienne, what's your nerdy confession?
Oh, fuck. We were talking about Lord of the Rings. Now I gotta fucking... I didn't get a chance to think about my nerdy confession.
If you want, I'll buy you some time. I'll go.
No, I got it. So we've been looking at other LARPs to go to, like, because we want to try and, like, travel and try different LARPs in, like, the world. And there's a Star Wars LARP that they're hoping to have go at the end of the year. Obviously, all things considered, it's still up in the air, but they've been dropping lore drops and, like,
nice.
Yeah, we're thinking about doing that. So that's gonna experience some. It's Star Wars in that they can't call it Star Wars.
Sure, it's
obviously.
Like, which side are you picking?
Star Wars. So how they have this school set up, or have this LARP set up, is that it's a Jedi school.
Okay.
So. You can be like a student, or you can be like a Jedi master and teach. And they do have sides, but they're like they kind of do like the magic school thing where, like, it's like Harry Potter. Have houses, but it's like your lightsaber color, obviously, because people want fucking weird lightsaber colors,
of course.
And there is like a red, and the red is like
House Slytherin.
It's supposed to be like it's very like the Sith.
Yeah,
it's like manipulation, like. Whatever that stuff. So I'm looking at that one.
That seems pretty cool.
That would be fun. I want to be an alien.
Yeah.
Because.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone's gonna want to go easy and just be a human, but like some of the alien Jedis were the coolest ones.
Yeah.
Like a Twi'lek would be fun.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of want to. Might as well. Like, I'm not gonna do Twi'lek stuff ever.
Yeah,
so
you gotta get the big old things coming down. Yeah,
my body fucking a weird color and
yeah,
somehow learn crazy gymnastics. I don't know.
I'd like to do like the Darth Maul thing, but just like have like little horns sticking out of a hat, because I'd be self-conscious about my hat, about my horns.
Why?
Because the galaxy's a rough place for a guy with horns. Especially Darth Maul ruined it for a lot of us.
That's true.
That's true.
It's true. Him and. Was
the witches
the other guy's
so
names?
Bad? I like the witches. I forgot what they were called. The witches and
the sisters, or
they were dope, but I don't remember their name.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about
Asajj Ventress and her whole.
Oh
game.
yeah, Asajj Ventress is great. I fucking love her.
And but the sisters, they lived on same world as.
They used magic.
Darth Maul's area. They and then there was also. Darth Maul's brother, who was like, his name was something
Savage
Opress. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
Okay.
I was like, Savage Opress. What the fuck?
If you ever want someone to come on and talk Star Wars, Knox knows everything.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Star Wars.
We were talking about it the other day. Like, as much as like we did a whole episode where we like fixed the Last Jedi, or no?
Yes.
The Last Jedi, right?
Yep. And wait, fix The Last Jedi. Oh no.
Yeah, and it's like, and like we've both kind of gone on record like we like all of the movies, but there obviously are problems with it. And And so
I know what you're talking about. The casino scene was all amazing.
Fuck the casino scene. That's one thing I will say about that movie.
I just wish they honestly, it would have been fine if they did more with the casino scene.
Right.
If it wasn't just like,
if they did,
oh, here's like weird aliens.
Yeah, if they like did anything with it, you know, I feel like that would have been fine, because literally they went there to do something, and then they don't find the guy. Like Justin Theroux's just there blowing on dice and gambling, and they never actually talk to him. And then they find what's his name, Benicio del Toro, and break him out, and then he gets them into the Empire thing, only to double cross them, and then they don't do the thing that they were supposed to do in the Empire ship.
Yeah, but there was
it's like there was literally no point for them to be there.
There was a little cute alien that had the little monies.
Yeah,
that was Mark Hamill.
Was it?
Yeah.
His voice.
Oh, no,
yeah, it was his voice, and I think he did the mocap for it too.
Oh, nice.
He was on set that day.
That's
to
awesome.
do it. Like he physically went to set.
That's so funny. That'd be funny if they had a giant BB-8 for him to put coins into, because they were like the same size.
And now Mark Hamill's going to be in a movie with
Bert Kreischer.
Yeah.
Have you seen that trailer?
I saw him with this bottle of champagne, like saying, "I'm going to Serbia," or whatever. Yes. And then Mark walks up and is like, "Get in the fucking plane."
Yeah, so good. I'm excited. All right. My nerdy confession. Man, these nerdy confessions are taking a long time.
All right.
It's
fine. Sorry. We got really into it.
It's all good. It's all content. My nerdy confession. This is something I'm like, I don't know if I should even talk about, because it's kind of stigmatized in the miniature painting world.
Well, now you have to.
Now I have to. I know, but this is a safe place. So, I recently bought some recast GW models.
Okay.
Now, Christian, you may not know what any of that means.
I do not.
GW, Games Workshop, is the company that makes Warhammer 40K, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, whatever, all of the Warhammers. And recasting is the act of taking a model, slamming two pieces of silicone together, making a mold, and then casting your own and selling it. So
you bought
they're bootlegs, is what they are.
You bought a bootleg.
I did. I bought a bootleg.
Typically, they do them with like older models that have been discontinued.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, you can't get that sculpt anymore, or like.
Yeah, I would
typically, but there are people who do it with new stuff.
Yeah, and I would definitely feel better if I had done it on something that's no longer available to buy. But I did get ones that you could buy, but they're from Forge World, which is
how much cheaper are they?
They were half price.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. So they were $32 instead of $67.
That's how much each one mini is?
No, it was a pack of 5.
Oh,
still, yeah, it was pretty expensive. But Forge World is like an offshoot of Games Workshop, where they sell. There's a separate game called Warhammer 30K, which takes place obviously 10,000 years.
Oh, I thought it was before the upgrade, before they got better internet.
It's like the prequel. And basically, I bought this little troop of Raven Guard guys who have these sick ass wings on them, and I'm like, you know, I'm gonna try it out just to see if these models are any good, because Forge World is resin models, which generally not as good as the new like crispy plastic models, which are really nice. So I'm like, if Forge World is resin and these are resin, I'll just give it a shot and see if they're any good.
Were they good?
They're amazing.
Oh, there you go.
Fucking great. They will. Nice. I will say they have a lot of like flash to like shave off and stuff. And it's really thin, wispy resin. But they look really good. And I'm excited to try them out. And then I might. There's one more model I want to get from them. But then I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do anymore. But the one model I want to get one of the Primarchs. And they're like these big display statues that are like it's like a whole little scene.
I thought what you were pointing was like one miniature. I was like, that's not a miniature.
It's like it's one miniature, but it's like the one I want to get is Corvus Corax, who is the Primarch of the Raven Guard. He's like the leader / demigod, and he's got these big metal wings like up and extended, like super awesome, and he's like touching down on this rock, and the rock's like exploding out, and there's guys down at the bottom of the rock that are like getting shot by him and stuff like that.
So it's a whole scene.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited. And like, so the Forge World model of that's like $130 for the one model.
That's the the remake?
That's the legit one.
Okay.
This one is like $55-$60.
Go for it.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to do that. But then never again, because recasting's bad. But also,
Whatever. It just means you can't play an official GW game with them.
Exactly.
That's all it really means.
And like, especially for something like a Primarch, you can't play them anyway unless you're playing Horus Heresy, because there's no rules for them in 40K. But yeah, I think they're cool, and like I like painting them more than anything. And let's be frank, GW has gotten enough of my money, because I should open up if they had a Games Workshop credit card, I'd be fucking maxing that thing out.
Probably.
So it's pretty interesting. I will say one thing that's cool is have you ever heard of Kingdom Death?
Yes.
Yeah, so they have a bunch of the limited edition Kingdom Death models too, that are like that they only offered like 500 of or whatever.
Yeah, for like the Kickstarter. Or whatever,
exactly. Yeah. So they do have some of those too that I was looking at, but I don't know. Limited edition stuff, I'm kind of okay for it as long as you're not like you're not like selling it, you're not buying it and then selling it at full price as an official one. If you're just trying to paint it and it's no longer available, I don't have a problem with it.
You don't have to justify what you do.
It's fine. I do what I want. I do whatever I want. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick little break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about Falcon Winter Soldier.
I'm so excited.
All right. We'll be right back. And we're back. So amazing. What a long and relaxing break.
Yes.
I hope you learned about all of the useful things that you can buy.
Yep.
For your quarantine-ness.
Yeah. or you learned about the great points about moving to Ohio. That was one of our ads.
Or getting an Xbox.
Which we're still waiting Xbox
to send us ours.
Yeah, where's ours? It must have gotten lost in the mail.
We'll have our people plug their people.
Yeah, exactly. We'll call Bill Gates. All right. So before we do the Falcon Winter Soldier, I wanted to whoa, that was a cool sound.
Weird.
I wanted to do a new little segment. It's going to be real quick, but it'll lead right into this, and you'll see why. Called Nerdy Would You Rather.
Okay.
And I'm going to do it one for each of you guys. So Christian, you'll go first.
Okay.
So, would you rather never play D&D again or never play video games again?
Oh, fuck. Oh, I don't like this.
I know.
This is bullshit.
It's not supposed to be easy, Christian. It's would you rather.
Fuck. Dude, that's rough, man. I'm just going to stick to loyaltiness because I started on video games. Mm-hmm. So I would stick to video games, but I'd be really fucking bummed out about not playing D&D.
I'd hope that they would come out with a really sick D&D video game.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a few.
Baldur's Gate,
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is coming out soon, and it looks fucking great.
No, I think it's out, isn't it?
I think it's coming out.
It is out, but it's not fully done yet.
Oh, it's like early access or something.
Yeah, it's
like
early
that, right?
access, yeah.
Cool. All right, Fabienne, here's your question.
I don't like that. That was fucking rude.
I know. Would you rather never LARP again or never be able to watch any further Marvel content?
Oh, wow.
You've pretty much had a year without both.
Yeah.
So you can really, really figure that out.
I think. Oh fuck, dude. Yeah, this is abrasive. I would say probably never do a Marvel.
I knew it. I knew that's just
because if I LARP, then I can just like live it.
Yeah, that's true.
I can live my Marvel life. My friends actually did. I think I talked about this last time. My friends did like a superhero LARP. Yeah. Which one of my friends was really smart. He played the news reporter, so he vlogged it the whole time.
That's pretty cool.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's like it's one of those things. Like it most of the time it'll be okay, but then every once in a while they'll be like, "Hey, new Avengers coming out this weekend. Are you going to see it?" And you just be like, "No."
You know, what'd be worse is like if people are talking about it, you just don't hear anything.
Oh yeah.
Because you can't.
I'm not employing magic in this.
So this should have been my nerdy confession.
Yeah.
Now that I just like you just said that, I didn't see Captain Marvel or Black Panther until this year.
Oh wow.
In quarantine.
Man, I thought.
And I'm so fucking pissed that I didn't see
I fucking
it when
thought.
it came
I thought
out.
you were woke, Fabienne, but apparently not.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Like I don't know why I missed them.
First
I remember,
female-led
like,
superhero Marvel movie. First black-led one. Yeah, great.
I know.
Real great image you got there.
Well, Blade. There's still Blade.
The Blade, yeah.
I have seen Blade.
Yeah,
Blade.
not part of the MCU officially yet.
Yeah, but yeah, we did like a before WandaVision, we did like a watch all of them, and yeah, those are the. I have not seen Doctor Strange yet.
Ah,
yeah, I think you said that last time when we were talking WandaVision.
I didn't get there in our binge watch, but yeah, when I watched, especially Black Panther, I was like, "Fuck, why didn't I see this in theaters?" Like,
yeah, Black Panther
everyone
was
said
really
this was so fucking good, and now I'm like, "Wow, I'm an asshole."
My only thing, I'll give you my two quick takes on Black Panther and Captain Marvel.
The CGI fight at the end.
The CGI fight at the end of Black Panther was bad.
The physics were off
between him and Killmonger, both in the suits.
Yeah.
You know, that looked really bad.
And particularly when everything else is so amazing.
Also, I'm just not a fan of Michael B. Jordan, so a lot of his stuff I didn't care for.
It's probably because you're scared because of how attractive he is, and kind of makes you a little.
Chadwick Boseman is way hotter than Michael B. Jordan, and I'm not afraid to say it. And then on Captain Marvel, I think the one thing I would have done to really fix that one, maybe we'll do a fix episode because that one gets roasted on the internet a lot.
But it's because a lot of people hate Brie Larson. Like, a lot of people do. There's a lot of guys who just like I don't know what the fuck it is, but
yeah. I like Brie Larson.
I don't have a problem. It's just like the internet. I guess the guys on the
the internet gives Brie Larson a lot of heat for some reason, and I've always been a Brie Larson fan. So I don't know why she gets all of that heat.
She was in Scott Pilgrim, wasn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
She was so
great.
fucking good.
Yeah. She was also in Community. She was really good in Community.
The only thing I've ever seen was that interview with her, Chris Hemsworth, and I'm forgetting his name.
Jeremy Renner.
No. But there was another one with
Evans.
him too. No. Fuck.
Robert Downey Jr.
War Machine.
Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
Or Terrence Howard, if you're going back to the OG War Machine.
Yeah, he turned out to be not a great person. I've seen videos. Anyway, but like they are doing an interview and it's all three of them, and like you can tell that they kind of like you can see like they're not really getting along, and that kind of threw a lot of people off on her. Yeah. But I was just like, I don't know, maybe it was an off day, you know.
Also, and she's also newer to the group.
Yeah,
and
I was gonna say
they've been doing it for years now.
Right.
So like I'm sure that's a whole thing too. Is like they just gotta warm up to her.
Exactly. You know? And the one thing that I would do, kind of a major change to that movie, is I would have taken, you know how that you start off and she's already with the Kree and everything, and then she has to go back and get her memories back. I would have gotten rid of that and just had it start where she's a pilot. She gets attacked by these aliens, and then have a time jump like 5 years later or whatever, and now she's working with the aliens and they're all buddy with Jude Law and everything. And then you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Why is she hanging out with these guys now? Why is she part of the Kree? And then it would have been a fun thing to explore going back that way. So that would have been my one change to it. But we're not here to talk about Captain Marvel. We're here to talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So 4 episodes have aired at the time of this recording. The 5th one will have come out by the time this episode is out.
So everything we're going to say that doesn't happen, we fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to spoilers for the first 4 episodes. So we are going to fully get into it. So first of all, let me get your guys' overall impressions. What do you think so far of the series?
I really like it. Some people, there's actually like a good number of people who aren't enjoying it. That it wasn't as good as WandaVision. But it's like, dude, there's 2 different shows. Like, I mean, it's different stuff. Like, it's not the same. But I'm really enjoying it.
They're definitely different styles. Like, I think, like, I'm actually kind of glad that WandaVision came first in a weird way, because I feel that, like, if the Winter Soldier came first, I probably wouldn't have watched WandaVision. Sure. Like, it's still good. It's just not. They're different shows. They're different styles of shows.
100%. And I think one other thing I really enjoyed so much about WandaVision is because it was so different. I was just like,
right,
what the fuck is happening? Like, you know, what is going to happen next? And that's an exciting show experience. This one, every week, like, the action's awesome. I'm excited to see what happens next. But at the same time, I'm not like, you know, like, I don't really care who the power broker is, you know, like, I'm sure we'll find out eventually and we'll be like, oh, that's
okay. What's your take? Who do you think the power broker is? Because there's a lot
I
of
don't
theories.
know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
A lot of people are guessing that it's what was it, Sharon?
Zemo?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's Sharon.
That because like they tossed her aside and she didn't get a part in, and that's why, you know, she's doing all that stuff, which is why she's helping them, because she's really trying to keep them away from finding out.
I think so keep in mind that this show was supposed to come before WandaVision. This was supposed to be the intro show to all of these MCU TV shows. I think she's a sword agent. I think this was supposed to be the introduction of Sword.
Yeah,
she's been a sword agent, like special ops.
Yeah.
You know, in
trying to track down the power broker or something.
Yeah. I think that's the feeling that I have, because like the episode where she just kind of like shows up, it's just like, oh well, this is convenient. Like
she always seems to show up just in the nick of time.
Yeah, you're here. Cool. Like there's just something. I think she's a SHIELD agent.
Also,
it would be interesting if she's the power broker though.
Yeah. But if you're the power broker, like, wouldn't you try to give yourself powers? She was having a hard time enough with those goons.
Maybe if she knew, like, okay, it pushes the extremeness in you, like, maybe why do it? Like, she's not too sure what she's going to get.
Yeah.
Well, and she's also kind of seen that part of the world of, you know, like, the worlds, like Captain America and, like, her aunt, right?
Yep.
Like, yeah, she might not do it just because she's trying to not, you know, go fucking crazy.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I feel like if you're selling superpowers to just people in general,
I think
your reasoning might not be super sound anyway.
I think the Flag Smasher stole it, because the power broker's like, I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like,
yeah, but if you're the power broker, you still broker powers.
Yeah, so,
it's just not for free, like with the Flag Smashers.
Yeah. So there's a theory going around that I think is an interesting point. Because for me personally, I don't find the Flag Smashers strong enough. I find their whole storyline kind of, and like plot line kind of broken and like doesn't make sense to me. And it's like, okay, cool, you guys are pissed off, but like why? Why? What physically happens that makes you pissed off? This one lady dying doesn't feel like a strong enough reason to like go commit terrorism.
Sure.
You know?
I agree. And also they're not very clear on what they want. Like
what they want. So someone has a theory, like this theory is going around that because originally this was supposed to be the first and then they switched it. They did that because their original plot line had to do with the pandemic.
Yeah, I heard that.
And there's
too.
small parts in the show that kind of make you think that, oh fuck, they re-edited this to kind of like blow over a pandemic. Like in the first episode, they talk about tuberculosis. I think like there's an outbreak amongst the refugees with tuberculosis. What's her face? The mama for, I want to say Mama Fortuna, and that's not.
No, yeah,
that's absolutely not it. But she's dying from like an illness, and like it's tuberculosis, but they don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And then also when Bucky's in the truck, one of the things that the super soldiers picked up, it says vaccines on the side of it.
Yeah.
So I think they
pulled away from
put a pause. Yeah, they put a
yeah.
pause on it and did kind of a re-edit, trying to like blow over this possible pandemic that would make sense.
Right.
Like I'm like, oh yeah, like they're flag smashers. They're trying to make their own blip.
Right.
What's a great way to make your own blip and kill half of the world?
Yeah.
Oh, a pandemic.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes
but
a
it's
whole lot
too
of sense.
close to home right now, right? So, which I respect that's the choice that they made. And I don't think the show's bad. Like I don't think like, oh my god, this is horrible.
Right.
This is the worst show ever. I don't think that was a bad choice. I do think that unfortunately it did make the Flag Smashers a little bit weaker in the story,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know what they want.
Right.
Like what do they want? What are they doing?
I'd agree with that. Yeah, I think with any good villain, you kind of have to like know their motivations, or at least have some idea of their plan, whether you know their motivations or not. And the Flag Smashers are just so, they seem like people who want to bring down the man for no reason at all. There's nothing definitive that they're going after. And
nope, I agree with her though. Like making the whole vaccine thing like makes sense. I'm like, oh shit, and like they took it out, so now it's harder to understand. Yeah. Plus, also, like, if you did it, there's a bunch of dumbass conspiracy theories. Like, maybe someone did do that with the coronavirus.
Exactly.
And, like, so I get
it. Exactly.
And they don't want to cause any more hysteria around it than, like, already. Yeah. It's
they could have done it, Christian, and it would have been great viral marketing.
There you go.
Boom.
But I do love that. I do love about the show that they're kind of talking about, like, good on you, Disney, for having the balls to talk about the actual problems in America.
Yeah.
With like
super soldiers,
fucking superheroes,
first and foremost.
Racism, like
the racism. That was such a good episode.
People, that was so good.
Yeah. Where they were all about to fucking arrest Falcon just for being black, and then not to mention, and we'll talk about it in a second, but the whole thing with Isaac,
Isaiah,
yeah. What's his last name? Bradford. Isaiah Bradford? Bradley, I think it is.
I think.
I always called him Black Captain America.
Bad people.
Yeah. But yeah, and his grandson who becomes Patriot later on too, which is awesome. But yeah, that seems great. But also, yeah, so they're about to arrest Falcon just for shouting at Bucky, who's a white person. And then they're like, "Don't you know who he is?" And then it's like,
arguably, probably one of the most famous black people, a black person in that universe. He helped save the universe,
right? 100%.
And this cop, fucking had to get the validation from the white guy. Right. Don't you know who he is? And they're like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, exactly. One thing that's kind
of the loan stuff. He couldn't get a loan.
Yeah. And I liked that too, because I mean that is a pretty like obvious question. Like, how did the superheroes survive? And like the guy's like, well, what does Tony Stark like back you? Which is a theory on how the superheroes survive. And I feel like they don't even know,
right?
Like who's helping them out? Like they don't even know.
Right.
They're just literally just trying to like survive. Isaiah Bradley, by the way, is his name.
Isaiah Bradley. Yeah, the Korean War era Captain America.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give him zero fucking credit. Yeah. He's got no credit. Yeah. He's not a hero. He's not known. Not like our Captain America.
They end up doing like really horrible like tests on him. Mm-hmm. Like it's this very sad like truth in the United States too.
Yep.
Is that like fucking the government tested on black people. It's why and that's another reason probably why they avoided the vaccine and like pandemic stuff too, because that is a current problem that the black community is concerned about with the vaccine. Like it's like, oh, thank God they took it out.
Right
like,
yeah, and
too many.
I know, and it is really sad to see kind of how like the government basically threw Isaiah out with the trash. Essentially, he's living in like it looked like a very decrepit neighborhood kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It looked a lot like Compton. Have you ever driven through Compton, or like maybe like certain parts of Long Beach? Mm-hmm. It looked very much like the set of Friday movies.
I would have liked that part if Winter Soldier tried to make it up to him, because they battled, and I'm pretty sure, like if he, I don't know, tried to make it up like, hey, sorry, but understandably he didn't want him in his house.
I think like he probably did at one point, because that's why he knows about him and where he lives and stuff. But like
he was on his list that he's checking off.
Just because you say sorry doesn't mean like the person has to accept it.
Right.
Kind of situation. And that's I mean fair. Like this is totally fucking that's fair.
Ooh, like, I totally want to see that fight too. I want to see like a flashback of like Isaiah Bradley.
Maybe he'll get his own movie.
That would be sick. I'd be down for that.
That would be fucking rad.
Like it would be really cool, because there have been multiple Captain Americas, including John Walker, who we're currently seeing. It would be cool to see whether it be what would be cool, like a episodic like collection of like TV shows where it focused on each one through the years.
Captain America.
That would be fucking dope. Kevin Feige, if you're listening, we know you are. Make it happen.
Do it.
Do it. But yeah, I'd like to see that a lot. And then I would really like to see Patriot join the Young Avengers, which they're already kind of gearing up for with some of these younger people that they're between Ant-Man's daughter, I forget her name, something Lang, and then Hawkeye is going to be training his replacement, and then there's
is this Young Avengers or West Coast Avengers?
Young Avengers.
Oh, and Wiccan.
Okay.
Where does Wiccan fall?
Yeah, Wiccan and
Speedy
or what was his name?
What the fuck's his name? We're the worst at names.
Yeah, his name is stupid though. Whatever his name is. His name is like Quick or like Fastness or something stupid. Wiccan is a cool name. Yeah, so I think like they're gearing up for a Young Avengers, whether it be a TV show or a movie, full-on movie. West Coast Avengers would be sick, but who knows if they'll actually do that.
Yeah.
They might do they might set X-Men West Coast because that's where they're currently based. I think they're still
San Francisco.
X-Men, yeah, which is on the West Coast, Christian.
I didn't say it wasn't.
We live here. All right, so now let's talk about Baron Zemo. Arguably the best part of the show.
There are a lot of very good parts of this show, but Zemo is very good.
He's gonna cross them, but I don't want him to.
I know.
It's like I like him working with them, but he's gonna do it.
The way they enhanced his character as like, because when he was in Civil War, he was a good bad guy. You could tell he's just a normal dude trying to bring down super soldiers, and you don't exactly know why he's doing it and that sort of thing. And then you find out that his family died in the Sokovia battle with Ultron and everything. But he was just like your general angry guy. Out for vengeance.
I feel like he didn't get a lot of screen time.
He didn't. And that was part of the point of it. It was because he's behind the scenes pulling the strings. You just see him in the background and stuff. In this one, they gave him such a personality, and not only that, but like they gave him a classic, like bad guy who's also kind of funny and likable, just like Loki, and it's been so long, I feel like, since we've had that level of like, oh, I actually love this bad guy. Loki was he set the bar really high in the early Marvel movies. But you think about a lot of the other ones like Ironmonger, no one gives a shit about. Whiplash, no one gives a shit about. What's his name? The extremist guy from AIM.
You just named all the Iron Man villains.
I know. Iron Man had some of the worst villains.
Well, I think like that is kind of the weakness of the Marvel universe is their villains. Like I don't fucking remember any of their villains. I remember Killmonger.
Yeah. Killmonger is fine.
I remember Thanos.
Yeah, Thanos. I mean, Thanos is a good one. It's going to be hard to top. A couple of the ones that like I'm still waiting for though, freaking Doctor Doom.
I know.
Doctor Doom is going to come in, and that's going to be fucking
Mads
awesome.
Mikkelsen would have been fucking great, but they used him
so great.
They used, which the movie you haven't seen, they used him in Doctor Strange. As the
villain. Okay.
He would have been.
But yeah, it's just like it. I feel like the villains of the MCU universe aren't memorable. But then Zemo, just like this new Zemo, I'm like, oh yeah, he was in that movie.
Yeah, exactly. But now he has.
Why didn't I care? Now I care.
Right.
Like,
yeah, he has his own like personality, and it's like it's Zemo after he has. I mean, obviously he's still grieving for his family and everything, but he's achieved most of what he's wanted to already. He put the he put the two superhero teams against each other. Cap has now retired. Tony Stark is dead. So now he's kind of he's off the leash a little bit, and seeing him interact with Bucky and Falcon, he is like. I knew Bucky and Falcon together were going to be great because Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie are hilarious in their own right, and they have great chemistry. But like adding Zemo into the mix was like,
and he's always like couple steps ahead of them. Like he knows exactly where he's leading them, and they're like, no, it's fine. But I didn't like.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great. Like how he played the kid, with all the candy. Yeah, man, show me where everything is. It's like, don't trust them.
Turkish delights.
Yes, they're evil. Don't trust them. And the kid believes it.
I also love the obviously the scene where the Dora Manger like kick John Walker's fucking ass, and then
Bucky's
Zemo's
like,
just sitting there like.
No one gave a shit.
No one gave a shit.
They're like, that's fine.
He's like, come on, Bucky, get in there and help him. He's like, he's doing fine.
He's doing fine. He's warming up.
Yeah. Let's talk about John Walker, U.S. agent. Well, currently Captain America, but soon to be U.S. agent, I'm sure. So people are freaking sending him death threats. They hate him. But I mean,
I hate that.
But also,
it just goes to show how great of an actor he is.
That's true.
No,
first of all,
it goes to show
he's
how
Kurt
great of an
Russell's
actor he is,
son.
but it also goes to show like how dumb people are.
Yeah.
They're fucking playing pretend.
Yeah.
I had a friend that his family member was very well known TV actress, and she was in a show where her character was getting married, but in real life she was getting married to another actor from a completely different show. He doesn't even go on her show.
Yeah.
And she got threats and like slut shamed and death threats because she was cheating on the guy in her show.
That's so dumb.
Which she's not even a fucking relationship with that person. She's in a relationship with this other person. Like
it's called
just like
acting.
people.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
It's really
so it's shitty that that's common.
Yeah.
Like it's shitty that that's what people do.
Yeah, but it's so funny because like the people who make those threats, just obviously they're dumb people, but like they're really not thinking it through. Like U.S. agent, that's like the point of that character.
Yeah.
The point of his character is to be an unlikable Captain America who is too extreme and too brutal to hold the mantle of Captain America.
Yes.
That is the point. So like you being upset about it is like a good thing. Like that makes sense.
Some people,
he's doing his job.
Yeah.
Some people are defending the we're dancing around it, but the decapitation. Some people are like, no, he should have done that. I'm like, nah. First off, he didn't even kill the person that killed his partner.
Yeah.
Like he just murdered one of the dudes. Like, it wasn't me. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna kill you anyway. Did that shit with an audience.
Yeah.
Everyone watching. Yeah. Like, he took the mantle of Captain America and fucking ruined it. Like,
well, Ultimate Captain America did that before. That's the one where he chops some dude's head off with the shield. And he points at the A on his forehead. He's like, "You think this stands for France?" And I was like, "What the fuck, man?"
That's why the
ultimate universe is fucking crazy.
That's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty like that went through all of the Marvel editing process, and they're like, "Holy shit!"
I've never liked Ultimates.
Yeah. I know the best thing to come out of it was the Sam Jackson Nick Fury. I almost said Nicolas Cage.
But some people are defending that. I'm like, no, that was fucking evil.
Yeah,
that was a turning point. Like that's wrong.
That's one thing that Cap never did. I mean, he very clearly maimed a lot of people throwing that metal shield at them with his superpowers. Yeah. But he's never outright murdered someone.
I think in World War II he probably not cold-blooded, but I'm pretty sure like World War II he probably killed people.
I'm sure he killed a bunch of Nazis. Like there's that one scene where he like throws the grenade in the tank and then jumps. It's like there's like 20 dead Nazis. That was
a big tank. There was quite a few Hydra agents in there for sure. But it's never been like you could see that he had lost control.
It's never been out of anger like that.
He never lost control and
emotionally
did it out of like rage or whatever. And that's part of what the super soldier serum does, if you remember all the way back to the first Avenger movie, is that it enhances whatever's inside of you. Which is why when Johann Schmidt took it, he turned into the fucking Red Skull because he's super, super evil. But when Steve Rogers, literally the best dude in the universe, takes it, he becomes Captain America. John Walker's not necessarily a bad dude, but he's not as good as Steve Rogers.
I think he's a bad dude.
And I think this is where they're trying to go is like he's part of the system. Like he's trained so
he follows orders.
And like he follows orders and he's so like picked and like prodded to be a perfect soldier.
Yeah. And he's been
which
told
is
that
the problem
this whole time.
is that that you've gotten all these awards and you saved all these people and you've done all these great things, but that's not the point
of Captain America.
Yeah. So
well, and we see a little bit in one of the scenes where him and Battlestar / New Bucky, basically they're talking about like, oh, the shit we did back in Afghanistan, we were just following orders. He's like, yeah, but was it right? I don't think he's necessarily a bad dude, but he is definitely like, he's a company man. He's a U.S. agent, for lack of a better term, and but what the problem is that once he takes the super soldier serum, which he obviously has by now, it enhances that insecurity and that rage that he's been bottling up for so long, and frustration.
He said it like when he got beat up by I can't say their name, but
the Dormage leader.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, when he got fucking just
the
brakes beaten off of him, like he was just like
they weren't even super soldiers.
Yeah, he was like they weren't even, and that's when he's like, okay, I am not. Yeah.
They fucking owned him.
Oh man, when the moment she says that the Dormage have the right to do whatever they want wherever the Dormage are or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he like raises his hand. I was like, oh, you're fucked, dude.
Yeah.
like the second he didn't even touch her yet, and I was
Bucky's
like,
in the background,
fucked.
like
that hand's gone.
Shit. Yeah, and when she fucking presses like the 3 buttons on Bucky's arm and it just falls off.
I thought that was a great scene.
That was awesome.
A lot of people were upset by that. I'm like, dude, they were in isolation for very long.
They don't trust anybody.
They don't trust anyone.
It makes sense.
He's a former assassin.
Yeah.
She's trying to train him to like get over the secret words. Of course she's gonna know how to fucking disable the weapon that could kill her.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, she's gonna know how to do it just in case.
100%. Yeah.
Well, they were saying like, oh, they betrayed his trust. I'm like, well, dude, they needed safety measurements, like just in case he went off. Like,
yeah, exactly.
And the trust is that she didn't use it until she had to.
Right.
Like, that's the trust. Like,
it's not like
that is the trust. It's not like she's just fucking using it all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with the way that they fight, like, they probably could take Bucky out, at least, injure him severely, right? And they didn't, obviously. And they all have freaking vibranium spears.
And none of them were trying to hurt him. They just took it off. Like, you're no longer a threat. And then they just went on to...
They disarmed him.
Okay.
Am I right?
Yes.
All right. We need a cricket button on this thing when my puns don't land. So now, but if you guys are listening, watching this, now the new episode has come out. Supposedly there's going to be a big cameo in this episode. Now, is this going to be a red herring like with Paul Bettany?
Yes,
says, like,
I think so.
But his was kind of a fun joke because he was like, "Oh yeah, it's someone I've wanted to work with for a long time," and it was him.
Yes, himself.
That was fun. But the showrunner of Captain Winter Soldier has literally said it's a big time cameo, and I think some of you will end up crying from it.
What? So Iron Man or Captain America?
So, well, it's probably not going to be Iron Man, Christian.
I don't know.
He's dead. But it could be Black Panther. This filmed before Chadwick Boseman passed away.
A lot of people. I did hear that that's a rumor that he shows up.
It could be Steve Rogers.
No,
I'm out of retirement.
I think it's just gonna be Black Panther now for sure.
Yeah, I think Black Panther is a good one. But those are the main 2 ones that I could think of. I don't think we would see anything from Black Widow, though. Technically, the movie would have come out before. But
I think there's a Black Widow scene in the new Loki.
Yeah,
because they kind of like show it.
yeah. They showed him talking to her.
Well, they showed the back of her head, and it looks like it's an alien planet. So I don't know. Like,
well, it looked like the Soul Stone world.
Yeah.
Where Gamora was. So who knows? But yeah, I think Black Panther is a pretty good guess. We'll see if we are correct.
What if they're really trying to push the X-Men thing, and it's like Michael Fassbender, McKellen that shows up.
Oh, that would be good.
Or like something like that. I don't think that's cry-worthy though. I think that's very like mind blown. Oh my god! But yeah, no, I think Yeah, no, I think it's Black Panther.
If I thought they were gonna start introducing mutants right away, I think they would have done it in WandaVision.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't foresee them introducing the Fantastic Four or X-Men in one of these Disney Plus shows.
Yeah, no,
it's gonna be a movie, and it's probably gonna be a after credit scene.
My heart was broken when it wasn't the Fantastic Four in WandaVision. It was like, I know. What was it? A astrophysicist or whatever.
Yeah, we were so wrong. Now we never met that person.
Yeah,
that person never showed up. So
no, she did. She was the one that brought the ship, the little stupid car.
No, she wasn't.
That wasn't her.
No, it wasn't her.
That she was just like an army general.
She says, "Oh, hey, it's so great to see you again. Like, thanks for bringing these over."
Yeah.
But she doesn't say. And then the woman says something that's like, "Oh yeah, they've had this for a while."
Yeah.
Like they kind of like don't talk about it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
they suspiciously omit all other information.
Just shows her
it's a fantastic car is what it was. It was a fantastic car.
And I really thought it was going to happen because her suit that she went in there, like the underneath one, almost looked like a Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Like,
or the what was it? The Future Society or whatever they called. Yeah. I love it. I can't wait for that. Like, I really enjoy Fantastic Four. Like I like Silver Surfer and Galactus, and I love Doctor Doom. And we have just not gotten a good representation of any of it yet. And
didn't they kind of set Doctor Doom up in this one?
Because a lot of it's taking place in Latvia, which is next to Latveria. It's the next door neighbor.
And Madripoor is like a huge Wolverine town.
X-Men Wolverine.
Oh, yeah. Someone pointed out the Princess Bar, which is, I guess, where Wolverine goes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So.
Also, isn't it crazy that all of a sudden they were just in like fucking Cyberpunk 2077? Like,
it was so good.
Yeah.
I was like I want to go here.
Yeah. I love neon so much. I enjoyed it. But it was such a weird, like a weird feeling change, the atmospheric change between what a Marvel movie normally is into this like gritty, like, post-apocalyptic future neon cyberpunk world. It was jarring, but it was pretty cool.
No, I loved it.
Well, Zemo was all for it. So.
Dude, what if the power broker is Doctor Doom?
Nah, that's not gonna happen.
Dude, that would be fucking sick.
Yeah, it would be great, but it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
I actually like the idea that it's what's her face, the niece.
Sure.
Yeah.
It'd be dope if it was
Agent 13.
The Mandarin. I don't know, since they're bringing up
the 10 Rings.
Yeah. Possibly. I don't know.
Well, the Power Broker was always like a group of people in the comic books. It was never like one person. So it could be
maybe it's all of these people that we keep running into. Like it's the guy who made the serum and Peggy Carter's niece.
Yeah,
and,
maybe they're all part of the
fucking
organization.
Zemo and like whoever, and this whole time they're trolling.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like Zemo won't be a part of it though. He hates the super soldiers.
Yeah,
and,
unless that was his whole point was to stop it.
And he just I'm not 100% sure on the timing, but I'm pretty sure he stamps out the super soldier serum, and then she still gets a text saying, "Hey, you better give me the serum back after that."
But
who knows? Fair. I don't think he's part of it. I think he could very easily show up in a Thunderbolts series or show.
I don't know anything about it.
The Thunderbolts was a team of super villains put together by Thunderbolt Ross, who is the Red Hulk, the guy who's always like telling them to sign the accords and stuff like that.
Okay.
I forget what the actor's name is. But he puts together this team very similar to the Suicide Squad that includes a bunch of like super villain type people who are let out of jail as long as they agree to cooperate. So it's always like the anti-hero guys. So you get like Venom, Baron Zemo, Red Hulk is on the Thunderbolts occasionally because that is Thunderbolt Ross.
I did hear about this. Like Zemo like is in this group. That's it's like
I could very easily see them doing like a series or something. I would be fucking down because he's so good. I would watch a show that's him and a bunch of other cool like somewhat bad guy characters.
Maybe the reaction is so good with him that's what they end up doing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I will say the one thing that kind of bums me out of the show is that I don't think Falcon is going to get the shield until the end.
Yeah.
And like so we're not going to get any shield action with him. Like
I don't think he's gonna get the shield. Like I don't know. Like because they have those scenes with Bucky and him throwing the shield, and I feel like it's gonna become the Falcon and the Winter Soldier kind of thing. Like they share it. Yeah,
I'm down for that.
I would love Bucky to become Captain America. I love him so much.
Yeah.
The one thing I don't want is I don't want both Falcon and the Winter Soldier to fight the new Captain America. I want either one of them to fight.
Oh.
I don't want it to be a duel because then it makes it seem like he is stronger than both. And when I feel like if the Falcon does it, then it's like this is rightfully so mine. I've re-earned this back.
Absolutely.
Or
yeah.
if Bucky did it, it's like I did this for Steve Rogers. So, but I don't want it a two against one.
Yeah.
Like, I hope they don't do that.
Probably going to happen.
I don't want that.
But here's the final thing I'll leave you guys with as a possibility. What if by the end of it they win back the shield from U.S. Agent? You think he's defeated and gone, but then you see after credit scene he's putting on the black, outfit with a newer shield, right?
Yeah.
But then they have Cap's true shield back. They go give it to Isaiah Bradley, who gives it to his grandson, who becomes Patriot.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Boom.
I don't think it'll happen, but it'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen either, but it would be really cool.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but it would be really sweet to have some sort of like condolence or like I don't know, like
some sort of paid respect kind of thing.
Yeah,
that would be cool. Or they could do that. Here's another option. They could do that. They drop it off. They're like, here, you deserve this. He's like, oh, I got my own, because Patriot always had the badge shaped shield, like like Cap's first shield. He's like, no, I still have this one, and he pulls it out and he's got it, and his grandson has it or whatever. So
I don't think they're gonna go that way at all, but it'd be dope.
It'd be cool. All right. Well, let us know what you guys think, down in the comments on our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, what have you. What do you guys think is going to happen next? And actually just let us know if we were right or wrong and how stupid we were. But we still got, we're still playing out the end of the series too. So hopefully, we'll have some right guesses on there.
I would love to come back and talk about it.
Yeah, we'll do
Same with Loki.
Yeah, we'll do
when Loki happens.
We'll make sure we have you on for every freaking Marvel series, because no one can nerd out quite as hard with us as you do. So
dude, I'm really excited about Loki.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
I just love Tom Hiddleston. I will watch anything.
But not only that, him with the other guy.
Martin Free, or no.
The nose guy. Fuck.
Owen Wilson.
Yes.
Wow.
I feel like that's going to go really, really well.
Oh, I bet it's going to be so good. And it seems like Owen Wilson's doing like kind of a deadpan, humor with it. Oh, I'm so down.
Well, also to see Loki, who's like, he's somewhat like a god. They changed it, but to be controlled by a regular person, like, I got you. Like the revenge that Loki's going to try to get is going to be epic. And I'm fucking ready.
It's going to be amazing. I'm so down. Fabienne, plug what you want to plug. Where can people find you?
Okay, so my name's Fabienne. All of my personal... I always do this.
Yeah, you're really bad.
All of my personal...
Don't tell her she's bad.
You're really bad. I mean, you do you.
You're great.
You got to be better at promoting yourself, okay? Don't.
I just can't talk.
Don't listen to him. Reason. You're awesome.
I'm Fabienne. All of my personal social medias are Magical Girl Fab on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that crap. Where I post about nerdy stuff, also Lolita fashion, also D&D and all that junk. I create content for the Scabby Rooster, which is a Twitch channel that creates LARP and tabletop RPG content. So you can find all of our stuff on Twitch and YouTube. Scabby Rooster is all you gotta search. And then I also am part of a D&D podcast called Realms Apart, where it's a bunch of LARP friends. And we play D&D.
Very, very cool. Check those out, guys. I will link all the information down in the description.
Thank you.
You can, of course, follow us at nerdswithfriendspodcast.com. Our social media stuff is up there. And, of course, you can go to patreon.com/nerdswithfriends to become a supporter of the show and unlock some sweet, sweet perks. And, again, thank you to all the patrons who always are supporting us month after month. We do appreciate it.
The lewd calendar's coming, everyone.
Yeah,
it's coming.
Hey, we need ideas for the OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Like, what do you guys want?
Yeah, put those down in the comments. What do you want to see? Yeah, lewd calendar. That is 100% doable.
I just started going back to the gym, so maybe, might be a possibility.
Not me. Yeah, let us know down in the comments. What would you like to see from Nerds with Friends OnlyFans? Christian, thank you as always for watching all this crap with me and coming week after week and talking nerdy stuff.
Love it.
I do appreciate you. And to all the nerds out there, remember, you're not alone. You're with dude. It's catchy. You gave it to me.
Sucker!
I think that's the first time I've ever messed it up.
In years.
In like 6 years. Dear Lord, what's happening to us?
That's karma.
Yeah, I know.
Let's focus up. Let's focus up.
You're not alone. You're with friends. This is Nerds with Friends. Thank you and good night.
That's what you get.